Hey guys, it's Marijka, Milton Public Library, back with you today. And this week I am bringing to you new books. So let's go. The first book that I have for you today is actually a graphic novel adaptation of a book series that is already established. So this is Spy School, the graphic novel by Stuart Gibbs. If you have already read the series, this graphic novel holds very true to the original. So Ben is surprised when he is recruited by the CIA to attend their Academy of Espionage. Now, the Academy of Espionage is hidden inside this or it's disguised as this geeky science academy, but thankfully for Ben, it is not a geeky science academy because he actually really isn't that smart. So, but it turns out that he's actually brought in as bait in this school, and word gets out that he created this code, and so people start coming after him. So if you liked the original books, I feel that you will really enjoy this graphic novel. And if you have never read the books, then this is a great way to introduce yourself to the series. So that is Spy School, the graphic novel by Stuart Gibbs. The next book that I have for you today is called Abby in Between, Ready or Not, and this book is by Megan E. Bryant. So everything in Abby's life is changing. Her best friend is moving away. Her mom now has to get a job. Because her mom had to get this job, Abby is forced to do this after school running program, which is absolutely the worst because running is terrible and I don't know why people do it. So I'm pro Abby on this anti-running thing. And then on top of all of that, she's now at that age where everything inside and outside of yourself is changing. So this is a really curious and often difficult time in many kids' lives. So when puberty starts and it puts everything you think you knew about you into question. So the person that you thought that you were starts to change and you start developing all these new things, not just outwardly, but inwardly and within your brain. You start seeing everything sort of different. So this is just a really informational and fun take on this one girl's experience with everything seemingly crashing down at the same time in her life. So that is Abby in Between, Ready or Not by Megan E. Bryant. The next book that I have for you is another graphic novel, and this book is a volume 2 in the series. So the Catsitter series. So this one is Best Friends for Never, and this series is brought to you by Colleen, Venable. So again, this is book 2 of the the Catsitter series. So if you haven't read book 1, I highly suggest that you go and you get that one. So in this one, summer is coming to an end, and Katie had a lot of fun over the summer with a new friend that she met. They went around skateboarding and doing all that stuff. Unfortunately, they will be going to separate schools when it starts. But Katie's best friend is supposed to be coming home, but then again, when her best friend comes home, she's kind of in a different place, and she has this boyfriend, and so that's really not fantastic. And then Katie is also this superhero sidekick to the Mousetress, but that's also not as fun as she hoped, and someone is pretending to be the Mousetress and going all over the city and doing all of this destruction and vandalism. But she knows it's not Mousetress because the real Mousetress will not leave her apartment. And all Katie wants to do is just figure this out and go out there and save the day, but nothing is seeming to work as she had hoped. So that is volume 2, Best Friends for Never, of Katie, the Catsitter series by Colleen Venable. The last book that I'm bringing you today is called The Lock Eater, and this book is by Loran Clark. So, Melanie is an orphan, and she lives in this orphanage, and all she ever really thinks about is going on adventures, and she just wants to be like out and doing all of these things, which luckily for her, she has this really special ability where she can open any lock, literally any lock. So one night this visitor comes to the orphanage and offers her an apprenticeship with this magical being. So of course that is like perfect, and before Melanie even knows what's happening, she's apprenticing for this magical witch, and she's going on all these adventures, and she's doing all of these amazing things. But she starts to realize that everything isn't exactly what or who they have represented themselves to be. The world is a mess, and the world's a mess, and she just needs to figure all this stuff out. And this book has this really great like underlying message of finding and being true to yourself, and it's just amazing. So that is The Lock Eater, and it is by Loran Clark. So those are my new February book recommendations. Actually, so many really great books came out this month. I do realize now after doing it, I was very, very girl heavy this week, which is amazing. But there's just so many just really great books about girls or with girl leads by women that are coming out. And I guess that's just what I was drawn to this week. So I hope you are also drawn to them. I would like to reiterate, as I always do, that books don't have a gender, and it does not matter who the main character is. All books are for all peoples. So just because there is a girl style lead does not mean boys cannot read it. They are still amazing books. So those are my books for you this week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.